Welcome to the band strength training program. I hope you find this beneficial as you move towards your sports development and for those of you working towards your benchmarking for Auroras. I guess just a couple of points from me. Technique is absolutely critical when you are strength training. Okay, so when you reach a point of failure, I regard that point of failure being the point at which you lose your technique. Okay, it's the same in paddling and it's the same in strength training. Okay, so protect technique at all times. As you kick off with your program, spend a bit of time to get the technique right. I would really recommend that you seek the support of a professional personal trainer in the field just to help you make sure you're doing those movements correctly. We want to engage the right muscles and we want them moving through the right range of motion for you. If you are new to band training or resistance band training, you might find this video helpful. Just a few tips to try and decide what you want to use and how you can use them. So there are 3 different types of bands on the market that you can get. You've got the Mediband, which is like a really light, almost rehab style band. You have a flat rubber band, sometimes called a super band. And then you have a resistance, more of a tubular kind of band. And these will often come with handles that you can purchase to put onto the end of them. With all of the styles of bands, you can then get a different resistance. They'll often come in different colors. For example, these 2 here have a different level of resistance. These flat bands you'll see come in different widths and they offer different levels of resistance. And then the Medibands as well have different colors which offer different levels of resistance. Depending on the brand you buy, the colors will vary. So just have a look. The packaging will often tell you the amount of resistance that it is giving you. Bands in a variety of ways. And they can all be used in these various ways. So you can have it hooked over the top of a bar and gives you a little bit more length. You can use it with or without a handle. Okay, this one here is just literally looped over the bar above. You can use the 2 loops as a handle, all right? But you won't have quite as much distance to move. So it's going to offer you more resistance by shortening the length of the band. Okay, you can choose the amount of resistance you have on a band purely by the way you tie it up. So you don't necessarily need lots and lots and lots of different bands. A couple will probably get you what you need. So the longer your band is, okay, the less resistance you have. You can walk further away, all right, to increase the resistance. The closer you move and the less tension is on the band, the less resistance you have. Okay. If you need a little bit more resistance than this band, you can loop the band over and you will now have two bands, which is essentially double the resistance. Okay, it is also shorter. So the shorter it is, the more resistance you'll have. Okay, double it over, double the resistance. If you're using the band around your feet, you can change your resistance in a number of ways. The closer your feet are together, all right, the less resistance you'll have. The more band that is taken up by your feet, the greater resistance there'll be with the remaining band. If you still need more of a challenge, all you need to do is take your hands down the band and leave the band in the middle loose. Okay. Another way to get good tension out of a light band is to double it over and put both 2 parts of the band under your feet. That'll double the tension again. Just a word on the use of Medibands, especially when you're doing your shoulder mobility work and stability work. With these internal and external rotations, make sure that your elbow is about 90 degrees bend and that the anchor point of your band is parallel to the floor as you start to externally rotate. And a couple of technical tips on the shoulder mobility work. Always roll those shoulders back and engage them into position. As you come into that external rotation, just make sure that the elbow stays close to your side. What we don't want to do is have that elbow drifting away. Okay, now we're starting to engage different muscles. We're really trying to focus on strengthening those smaller muscles within that shoulder joint. I particularly like the band strengthening training programs because they teach you to use and be aware of your entire body. Okay, it's really important to understand how stable you are and also how mobile you are. Okay, so stability comes from your muscular strength and mobility comes from how your joints move. Okay, tension through your muscles will reduce that mobility. All right, so it is really about having a combination program to support that. A caution on that, I actually really enjoy band retraining because ultimately it's got your whole body in play and in action. You can reduce and increase the resistance in a band training session far more accurately than you can increase and reduce the resistance on weights in a gym. Okay, so this is a really great place to learn your strength training and to develop on that, to build that stability through your body, to be aware of your mobility and keep working on that. Things about the band program is you can do it anywhere. Okay, you can take it to a park, you can do it outside, you can do it with friends, you can do it on your own. It's really versatile and it's an inexpensive way to get into strength training. If you're training with friends, just be really aware that you're all different, okay? And your level of progress is going to be really different. So support and encourage each other, but please don't compare each other and don't rush to be the strongest or the fastest or the most powerful, okay? Your journey will be your own, okay? And make sure you own that journey. And I guess my final word is I come from a place of like a holistic nature in terms of my training. What that means is there's many elements to becoming an elite athlete. Okay, and all of them are equal in the amount of time and commitment that you give them. Okay, so as much as you invest in your strength training, you need to invest just as hard in your water training, okay, as in your rest and recovery. Your body recovers and adapts and your muscles will change mostly when you are asleep. Okay, so make sure that you put that iPad down and you get to bed at a reasonable hour. And my final comment is watch your nutrition, okay? Real food is good food. As best as possible, stick with the real food, all right? Make sure your nutrition is good and seek some professional advice on what might be right for you.